Hello and welcome to another edition of the Great Britain Voice of London show with me, Ian Pelham-Turner.
And me, Helena Shard.
Well, we've got a really news-packed show for you today. All sorts of things are happening. So let's roll the titles and get on with the show. Well, it's been an amazing news day. All sorts of things are happening. So over to Helena and we will start going through some of the things you need to know about.
We've got lots of things happening. I mean, everyone is running around today. So the local elections are today. Party leaders have been trying to woo everyone right to the last minute.
What, with their dogs?
With their dogs. No, but the honest thing about it is that the pet charities have put out a plea. People, please do not take your dogs and tie them up outside because unfortunately they've been nabbed, which is awful, isn't it?
It is awful. It's just the thought. I was watching recently where it's a video, and I'm sure it's not a fake video, where Boris Johnson is out electioneering in some way, and the car that he's been driven in is at the end of this street. And he sees someone going into the boot of the car, some thief going into the boot of the car and trying to steal something out the boot of the car that he's at. And he goes chasing after him and stops him. And this whole thing has been videoed. So it's just... This is true. So at the moment, you never know what Boris Johnson's going to up to next. But I have to say, the fluffy dog, it works every time.
It works every time. Very cute. Very, very cute. But no, we mustn't tie our dogs up outside. But I'm interested. I mean, I think everyone's really interested to know, really, it's testing, isn't it? It's testing the water. So we just want to, it's going to indicate the mood of the people. I can't wait to hear. I mean, I think what's happening is people just cannot sit on their hands any longer. People Absolutely. Are, it's going to move things forward. We've
just been hearing from one of our friends who's actually taken the count, actually outside one of the polling stations. And she's talking about a project that we're working together on at the moment, the kindness card. And she's saying, I think Britain is going to need the kindness card. So,
yeah.
I think the reality at the moment is British politics is not in its best situation right now. Let's say that.
Not. And we all it needs a shake-up. Absolutely needs a shake-up. Cost of living, I think, is the one thing. And anyway, we'll wait and see. I'm going to be up probably all night, and then we'll hear probably tomorrow morning. Is it before midday?
A lot of the because it's a large amount. In fact, London. It's all the councils in London are sort of happening, and obviously the Labour Party, from what I'm hearing from the Labour Party, they're really putting every effort into it, knocking on every doorway in London to try and get a result. So it's going to be an interesting one. For me especially as well. It's interesting because I love politics, but it's going to be really interesting how Britain really feels about Partygate and how it feels about the cost of living.
And I think one of the big things as well for me is I want to know what Wandsworth is absolute Tory, and I have this feeling that it could flip, and that will be an amazing thing to see.
I think you're right, because who knows? With all of this happening right now, it's a generalisation until people make their votes tonight, and people make their votes on all sorts of issues. That they really do, and I can see people like the Liberal Party coming through more, the Greens Party coming through more as well. I think people are starting to become a lot more conscious about the environment. So we'll see.
It's a real change, isn't it? And of course, we've got the interest rates, the base rate, 1%. I mean, goodness me, I can just see the hike that's going to happen, and I'm so worried for everyone and their mortgages. And
well, it's the highest rate now since 2008. the last time, and now the I don't know why I'm laughing, because I think it's hysteria more than anything about what's going on in Britain, because now with that inflation, the Bank of England are now saying that inflation could go up over 11%.
Yeah. I thought 8% was just...
Well, especially when they were predicting 2%. So this is the effects of Brexit, and people will have to accept that they voted for something that is really now, even to the point where apparently next year we will be going into negative growth. We won't have growth next year at all, in Britain. So, I think we're going to need all sorts of new opportunities.
Exactly, and the kindness card is going to work a treat.
Well, it's something that we're working on, and I think kindness is a key to at least making people feel that they are being listened to, and especially people like food banks and like. I mean, the things that we hear right now, where people both have got jobs, both parents have got jobs, some of them have got 2 jobs or 3 jobs as a 2-parent family, and they still can't put food on the table.
No, absolutely. It's just, it's incredible. I think it's also Mental Health Awareness Month, which is an interesting one to talk, because it sort of goes hand in hand. And as we know, we just have to be kind. If everyone's kind to everyone and everyone looks out for each other, it's the way the world will just work well. That's what I think. And also, one act of kindness leads to another act of kindness.
Absolutely.
And it's the respect, isn't it? Goodness me. Anyway, so let's move on. So countdown to the Queen's Platinum Jubilee continues. We have lots of people, everyone's excited, but really saddened to hear today that Her Majesty the Queen is actually going to miss this year's Royal Garden parties, which is so sad, because everyone looks forward to those parties. And the one thing that they love to see, I mean, everyone loves to have tea with the Queen, but they all love to see the Queen smile and chat, and it's really sad that she's not going to be there. I don't know, what do you feel?
I think the reality at the moment is that with the Queen's Garden party as well, do you know, I wonder whether she's not going this year because Philip's not there. I don't know whether there's this psychological thing as well, with what how she's feeling. I don't know. It's all of a sudden, bless her heart, all of a sudden she's become very old. Whilst Philip was alive, only a couple of years ago now, then the reality was that she was still very, very active. And I don't know whether this has been more of a shock to her than they thought.
No, absolutely. But I mean, a good thing as well that we know is that 4 new stamps have been issued to remember Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. He actually did over 22,000 royal engagements, and remembering him, he was a passionate environmentalist. I mean, obviously Her Majesty's Rock, but for me, the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme, which has done so much good, the challenges and adventures for young people, which,
Well, I think Prince Edward has taken that over now, hasn't he? Is it?
I'm not sure. There was talk of it, but I'm not sure whether that's actually happened.
I don't know who's actually sort of taking it over, because I thought Sophie was talking, that they were talking about Sophie as well. But I think, well, as you know, I have mixed feelings about the Duke of Edinburgh, with a couple of occasions when he almost killed me with his carriages. But,
intentionally, I guess.
Well, intentionally, yeah, absolutely. I think I had one of those, targets written on my face or something. But no, so I just, it's. Do you not feel as well? I mean, we've been reporting royal stories for over 12 years now. We've done over 3,000 shows, a lot of them to do with the royal family as well. And it's almost like we're coming to the end of a dynasty with the Queen. I don't know, it's just this sort of strange feeling. You
sort of feel the loss before the loss.
Yeah.
It is strange, but yeah, it's the way of the world, really.
And
Everything's
obviously,
sort of
it's
rocking.
the Queen's speech to Parliament next week as well. So who's going to do that, they're saying?
Yeah. Will it be Charles? Let's see.
Probably Charles again.
Goodness me. Crossrail. So the Elizabeth line is due to open on the 24th of May, and that's the Elizabeth line.
Goodness.
I know, but how long? I'm sure they started it something like 2006, but I mean, 18.8 billion pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, the costs have ballooned beyond belief. I mean, we thought it would be running December 2018. And look where we are. But I think the good thing about it that I'm looking forward to, so it will link Reading and Essex via central London.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks a superb line. They've been testing it for ages now. It is 6 billion over cost. It was supposed to have costed out at 12 billion. It's now gone up to 18, over 18. It was supposed to be ready in 2015. It's 8 years, 7 years behind, with the whole thing. And I think they hit so many problems with it. I don't think they'll ever do another one of them, because I think, it's like what they're trying to do, sending this line north now. I can't, we're spending so much money on this to actually not do too much.
Yeah, but it will be exciting though to be able to use the line, which would be great. And I know that you told me before the show as well something positive about Albania, which was good to hear.
Absolutely. So there's a very good story this week about Albania. President Zelensky from Ukraine has been talking to the Albanian Parliament this week as well.
Right.
And that this has been a major opportunity for him to thank the people of Albania himself. I know that Albania has been supporting the Ukraine cause at the moment, and they're looking at ways of actually, in some way, inflicting really some causes that can actually help the Ukrainian cause against Russia at the moment as well. So well done for Zelensky, well done for Albania as well. I think the Albanian thing is very, very important right now. And from what I can see at the same time, there's I think 300 or 400 Ukrainians are already in Albania as well, sheltering in Albania at the same time. So Albania is one of those countries that are very, very good at protecting people when they're facing this type of situation. And it's a very famous story that during the Second World War, they actually saved 60,000 Jews that came into Albania from Germany that got across the borders, and they protected them all the way through the war. So Albania's got a very, very good history on helping people who are going through troubled times.
Brilliant. That's great to hear.
So anyway, I think we're going to take a short break now, because we're going to have quite a big discussion about the rise in the number of cancer people who are facing cancer right now. And I think it's over 230,000 cases are waiting to be seen. There's a waiting list.
There is. I mean, I think there's a record number of patients really being referred for cancer checks in England.
Yeah.
And we've got some lovely videos that we're going to show, and then we can discuss. So I think we should just go into the break.
Okay, we'll have a break and we'll see you again in a minute. Well, now we have this really huge story that is breaking in Britain at the moment, partly down to COVID, and people not wanting to go to hospitals, not wanting to report any ill feelings that they might have about their body with cancer at the same time. So there is over 230,000 referrals at the moment. But I thought we would first of all just play a video for one of the cancer charities to support this.
It's Cancer Research UK, so we always give great thanks to them.
Absolutely.
Can you remember what happened when you first went to hospital?
I had cancer?
And did you know what that word meant?
No. People come by me and then they look at my back of my head and then they ask what it is, so I tell them. And I say that when I was younger, I had a brain tumour in the back of my head.
You just don't expect to hear the words cancer when you're talking about your child.
That first 72 hours for us was really, really terrifying. You try to be strong for the family. At the end of the day, you know, you're only human after all.
When my hair started falling out, my dad was just devastated. I've never seen him cry before.
I didn't think I was strong until she was diagnosed. It took everything. I had to stop everything to be there for her.
Sometimes she would be upset, but I wouldn't really understand why. Seeing me like that, it broke her heart, so... I was like, why am I here? I felt worried.
I think she does worry in the back of her mind about it, but even if it's just like it's just a tummy bug, she says, I need my hospital. The cancer's still in me, she'll say.
I remember saying to my dad, I don't think I can do this anymore. He's like, you know, man up and get up and do it. You got to. And I think I knew at that point I needed some help.
There was a lot of support around her, and she wanted to be like every other child, and now she is.
You have basically got to put your trust in a very, very experienced team of looking after your child's life, and you think you're going to do that, and all of a sudden it's not. It's taken out of your hands and given to somebody else.
The drugs are horrible, they do horrible things to the kids, but to see what she's been through, I'll never ever take her for granted. Thank you to that doctor. If I ever see him again, I'll give him a big, big hug and say thank you.
So it's such a touching video because you never want your children to die or children to die in any way, and to sort of see how many thousands of cases each year that children are seen to be treated for with cancer. It's just, you know, it's an ongoing problem, isn't it? And Cancer Research UK, one of the great charities, really sort of working endlessly, tirelessly for it. But places like Great Ormond Street as well, who do such fantastic work with children with cancer. And there's another one in Liverpool, Alderhay, I think in Liverpool, that has a very similar system in the north of England. And how important it is, I mean, you see these kids and they seem so resilient.
I mean, children are amazingly resilient anyway, aren't they? And it's interesting to see how their parents are, because they feel obviously devastated if it's your child that's got cancer, but that whole communication thing between the child and the parents. And obviously if you think how amazing, I mean, not just cancer, you know, the charities, but the nurses, the doctors who work tirelessly with children. I know it's a special week, isn't it? Cancer Awareness Week for Children, I think, is in September. But it does make you think as well, you know, with 30,000 people still waiting to be seen because of obviously COVID, and people couldn't be seen, and you know, just that whole list that it's putting a lot of on the NHS. It's so much to bear, and how can the staff as well keep up with it all? You know, the doctors, the nurses, with so many cases coming, because you know, they're not robots.
No. I mean, we were talking just before the show about the need for nurses and how companies are trying to bring nurses into Britain now, especially from places like Albania as well, to work with this, because the figure I heard recently, we are 90,000 nurses and ancillary staff short in the NHS, 90,000. And so, Albanians and Albanian nurses could be a premium for the NHS in Britain at the same time. But it is, it must be hard for them, because how do you become so hardened to watching a child suffering, not only as a parent, but as a medical practitioner as well? I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it?
It's a real tough one. And actually, I mentioned about Mental Health Awareness Month. I was listening to, I can't remember her name, the doctor, and she was saying that there's a real problem now with medical staff, doctors, nurses, and mental health. And every person that she knew, every doctor knew of somebody who'd taken their life simply because of the stress and not being able to help, which, and obviously it sounds like a negative, but it just goes to show the problem that we have. We all have to look after each other. Goodness me.
I think so, and when you look at, I think there's been an increase in, breast cancer is going up again. I mean, it seems to have caused this tsunami of people now sort of, worried whether they actually have cancer or not. And even the checks that used to be probably no more than 2 weeks are now taken up to 12 weeks in some cases. I mean, the worry that must create is enormous.
Absolutely. I know as well, I think bowel cancer, it was April actually, was Bowel Cancer Awareness Month. And that's, again, there's a big surge on, lots of people won't talk about it. It's a difficult one to talk about, but it is the fourth cancer that people get. Fourth most common cancer, that's what I wanted to say. 43,000 cases a year. And I know that Lorraine has been doing something. It's a real push at the moment to get people checked out. And there's people that are resilient, people that are quite at the end stage of the cancer, wanting to get people to talk about it. It's just so important. And I know that we've got another video as well, I think,
we've got
haven't
another
we?
video, but just before that, because there are some quite famous people who are coming out. One of the main news presenters, George Alagaya, on BBC, is now doing a diary because he's going, I think he's stage 4 cancer now.
Do you know which one it is?
And he's a very famous BBC News reader to go through it. And I think, that the reality at the moment is that how do you sort of work with it? I mean, you see, the thing that I look at is that all the major universities were able in 6 to 9 months not to eradicate COVID, but to find solutions. And yet, the cancer research has been going for decades, and it's still needing more money to actually sort of work with cancer. And I think there's so many different types of cancer now as well, isn't there?
Of course there is, there's lots and lots. And it's important that we all remember, obviously, everyone has their own personal charities, but obviously this is a really, really, really good one.
And I think as well, obviously for men, is prostate cancer and to be checked out for things like that, especially men of my age as well. If you feel like there's any symptoms that you're feeling unwell with, and they say that if you're feeling unwell for more than 3 weeks, 4 weeks, go to a doctor now, that doctors need to be seen again. And of course, that's another big problem, is that there's still a lot of medical practices where you can't even see a doctor face to face. It's still being done by a phone or by Zoom as well at the same time. So I think doctors' practices have got to change at the same time.
Need the staff though in order to keep it going. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's sort of crisis time, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But we do have that great video I think we should show, and
Absolutely.
It's got a little uplifting one in a way, and it shows how important these charities are and the good that they do.
No, absolutely.
So I think we should roll it.
So we have the biopsies back, and the biopsies do confirm that you have prostate cancer.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in. It's okay to shed a tear or two.
Look.
Come on, beat it.
And another video from CRUK, Cancer Research UK.
I mean, thank you, Cancer Research UK. I mean, absolutely, the work that they do is fabulous, isn't it?
And I think the value with that video is it shows, and I'm not sure whether that first bit was actually staged, but let's assume it wasn't staged.
I don't think they are. I think they're real.
No, but the beautiful part of it, it shows him now, and he's got through all of this, and he's back with his family and enjoying life again. So I think one of the biggest things you need with cancer is hope.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Going through that adversity is like something else, isn't it? But no, I do love that one. I have seen it actually a few times on the TV, on the main channels,
yes.
Which was exciting. So, gosh, so just a few little gems. I know that we'd spoken about Mel B a few times, but Mel B has become Mel MBE. So we're excited for her. So her tireless work with domestic violence. She's the patron of Women's Aid, and she's dedicated her MBE to all the women who have and are enduring domestic violence. Yeah, I think it's absolutely great. I was just thinking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and there's this whole case going on at the moment, which is quite something, isn't it? But I feel really pleased. And having seen Mel B, I think it was Prince William that gave the MBE, and they were having a little chat and a giggle, which was lovely. So there's all these nice positive things around, which is always lovely to hear.
And one of our friends, Dr. Jacqueline in America, she's just released her new book, again, that supports charities as well and good causes.
It's great. Adversity to Awesome, which has just been released, and she's great. We do love Jacqueline, and it's about 11 individuals that she's interviewed. She's done lots of interviews as well, just as we have, fellow broadcaster.
It's all about charities. She does a lot of charity work and how adversity, how to overcome adversity as well at the same time.
Yeah, it's I think it's dedicated to the wonderful people at Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and there's a Philadelphia, Delaware chapter there. So that's a really great book. I think it inspires hope, as you said, and motivates people to come out of the darkness.
No, absolutely. Well, I think
we're done.
Covered everything for this show again. So it's been hopefully another very interesting show for you. We've tried to keep up with the news this week. We've done a major investigation on cancer as well, and what is happening about cancer at the same time. And how would you speak finally?
I would say this is something that something positive and something that I enjoy. It's actually National Gardening Week also.
Okay.
And I think everyone should get out and discover and enjoy gardening, because it's good for your health, your mental health and everything, and it's about getting out there and getting fit.
Excellent. Well, with enough said, we're off.
We're
off to plant some trees.
Yes, that's another story.
From me, Ian Pelham-Turner.
And from me, Helena Shard.
This was the Great Britain Voice of London show on ALB UK Television. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Have another great week, and we'll see you again next week. Take care and bye for now.